Got to walk down the steep hill to go and get a coffee. I'm going to show you 4 of the most perfect beaches in the whole world, and they're right here in the Algarve. But it's the middle of summer, and how on earth does it actually measure up to the gorgeousness that you see on Instagram? Because you see these dreamy, beautiful drone shots, but actually getting to them with the crowds, with the heat, with the sweat, with the with the beaches, do they actually measure up? So let's go down to the Algarve and experience 4 amazing beaches. Hi, my name is Nick Robinson. I've been living in the Algarve for 25 years now, and I absolutely love it. Now, these beaches are just so phenomenal. If you want to come and live near these beaches and be able to enjoy them every weekend, get in touch with us because we help hundreds of people just like you who are looking to relocate to the Algarve. So get in touch on algarveaddicts.com and come beaching with us. But is it all that easy? Come on, man. At the end of the day, it really is worth the stress of parking and everything else. And especially now we're in September, which is the perfect month to come to Algarvian beaches because all the crowds have left, most of them. So this mission is to see if I can try and get to 4 of my favorite beaches in one day. I've already been delayed as I had to take my gorgeous daughter to school, which is always a pleasure anyway. But now, these beaches are all located in the cave zone between Portimão and Armaçao de Pera, where it is pretty tight getting in and out of the beaches. Sometimes there's like one-way lanes and it's quite tricky. But this, my friends, is number 1. Iconic wedding location, ancient place of worship, and all-round spectacular viewpoint. It's perfect as it's easily reachable by cars and you get a choice of 2 beaches. Let's look at what we have here. Praia Senhora de Rocha with beach restaurant bar called Vilarinhos, and it's cash only though, so remember that. All kinds of water sports and cave tours, plus there are quite a few restaurants further up the hill. Parking here and here, the epic chapel of Senhora de Rocha, which means Lady of the Rock in English, with phenomenal views on both sides. And then Praia Nova on the western side, which is reachable by the tunnel you saw me walk through earlier down here. Quite an amazing complex of beaches, cliffs and caves. Don't you reckon? So now down here there is 0 wind because it's blowing quite a lot at the top because it's blowing offshore, and there's absolutely no wind down here. It's so hot and gorgeous. Isn't that sweet? Somebody made a daisy out of shells. I'd call that 88. It's not too many. I'm just unfit. These roads are single lane and can be tricky, like this situation in front. You have to stop, find a lay-by, pull over and wait for the guy to come through. Okay, let me walk you through this. So this is the most stunning arch that you see, and it just reveals itself if you walk up to the right and watch this incredible view. It's very shallow down here. I remember one time seeing a guy jump right off this arch, which was pretty nuts. But at high tide, obviously you have more water and you've got to miss these rocks down here. But I don't suggest you jump off these rocks. It's fantastic paddling around here because on the left-hand side you can see there's a secret little beach there which you can actually access through cracks in the rock. One crack in the rock, which you'll see later. On the right-hand side here, that kid running down to the beach, there's a beautiful beach there, but you have to go down one set of stairs to the one side of the beach, and the other little beach that you can see opening up now is separate. So obviously tide has an influence on all these beaches. So at high tide you'll have less beach to play with because they're small little beaches, and it gets pretty busy, this place. As you can see, as we're going towards the cafe, there's lifeguards on duty, which is a good thing. Cafe, I'm going to go have a coffee there in a minute. And then all this parking here is filling up rapidly. I mean, as I said, it's almost like 11:30. So can you imagine what it's like at lunchtime? This place gets thick and full. So you've got to be, early bird catches the worm. That is a hotel called the Albandeira Suites, I think. I've stayed there once. Wasn't that memorable. It's quite expensive for what it really is. But it was quite an epic development when it was started. And as you can see, this stunning coastline, these hikes go on. You can hike all the way across Algarve, like I did, if you see my playlist, when we hiked all the way past here. There are two other little beaches around to this bulkhead to the not bulkhead, this headland to the right. There's two little beaches which you can reach by kayak or paddleboard. So as you can see, there's quite a lot of seaweed at the moment, which is quite sad. And let's hope that goes away soon. You got to be careful walking around here. There's signs everywhere saying cliff falls, but there's also rocks and uneven ground. So if you're not sure of your feet, just be very, very careful. Parking used to be really tough here, but a dusty lot has opened up and provides more capacity. Nearing lunchtime in September, when I filmed this on a weekday, there was ample space and zero stress, which was fantastic. I climbed the cliffs and looked down on Praia dos Caneiros and its secret sister, Praia de Torrado, which is walkable at low tide, but cut off at high tide. I swam around and shared it with a couple of nudists for a few minutes before returning to the normal beach. Over on the western cliffs are two small caves with rocky holes illuminating them from the inside. I've been in there a while back with my paddleboard, but honestly, enter with care because they're pretty small and tricky. Now, this elegant beach restaurant, Rei das Praias, began life in the 1980s as a wooden shack built by a Ferragudo fisherman named Antonio Pacheco. He and his wife served grilled sardines and vinho verde on plastic tables. Now, over the decades, it's evolved into one of the Algarve's most exclusive beach dining spots, visited by celebrities and Portuguese politicians alike. It's still run by the same family. The son, João Pacheco, turned it into the chic restaurant and beach bar it is today. And I can verify that because, man, it was expensive, like $40 for a plate of pasta. But it was worth it for the video. So, quick recap. The first beach was Senhora da Rocha, which is easy access with a car. Second beach was Albandeira, more tricky as it's a single lane road. The third one we went to was Praia dos Caneiros, which is easy access, but limited parking in summer. The fourth one, well, that's where we're going now, and it's a peachy little spot, but quite tricky to get to. So you can actually park at Albandeira and walk or navigate your way through difficult little dirt tracks to get there by car, but it's probably easier to walk. Also bear in mind that this beach is small and surrounded by high cliffs, so it's better midday as early morning and late afternoon slice off your sun. Additionally, there are no facilities here at all. It's a wild beach. So did I complete my mission? Easily! Was there ever any doubt? 4 of the best beaches in one day, and I still had time to get one more in and a sundowner with my buddy Kat. The final beach that I'm heading off to is a little bit further eastwards. It's called Praia Olival, and it's almost a city beach, being on the outskirts of Armação de Pera. I had a wonderful little chill for a few minutes before getting bored and taking to the air with my drone again. Before long, it was time for sunset, and I headed off to the Soluna bar in Amissão de Pera. I really loved it so much that we have to do an event there. Did you know we do monthly meetups? So if you're in the Algarve, come along. You know, we'll get onto our email newsletter and we'll alert you of when and where it's going. Okay. So thanks so much for watching, and we'll catch you on the next week. AlgarveAddicts.com. We'll see you next week, but if you need any help relocating to the Algarve, click through to our website, AlgarveAddicts.com. We offer tours, immigration assistance, long-term rentals, and we can buy your house.